They've been playing this game for a long time, and no other player on the planet has won 5 Super Bowl rings.
And not one of them was he just on the team. He had an impact on every team that won the Super Bowl.
Des Bryant actually has Charles with the 5 Super Bowl rings taped over his locker, you know, as motivation to get one. And so for the guy to have 5 that's unbelievable.
You gonna be a football player when you grow up?
Today is the best day of your life. Believe
Give me 18 years of daylight. That's all.
The greatest leader I've ever known.
What a ride it's been.
Hey, I got a lot of jokes, but when my feet hit that grass, joke's over. Two things that I put on my door, I put one on my door, one on my mirror. Who am I? And how do I want to be remembered? I don't care to be remembered as a football player. I want to be remembered as a guy that steps out and help others, that let the compassion that's within him come out and stop being afraid.
Charles Haley has always been a puzzle that teammates, coaches, and loved ones had a hard time working out.
People are never just one thing. And he was very happy, but there's a lot of up and down also. We had all of the success, and so that helped camouflage some of the low periods.
I never felt like I belonged. That brought about a lot of anger and stuff. My problem was I never asked for help. Maybe if I did, a lot of things wouldn't have transpired.
He could be both compassionate and ruthless, aggressive and vulnerable, a storm of volatility off the field, a hurricane on it.
I don't know if there was a player that was as dominant and as scary as Charles Haley.
Pressure by Haley, and the ball slips out of his hand. It's picked up by Haley. He goes into the end zone.
He was quick. He was explosive. His speed to power was just amazing.
Charles Haley, he's just a big play man all over the field. He's a killer is what he is.
The quarterback had to understand Charles is coming. If he don't hit you, he's going to get a pressure. He's going to get close. He's going to disrupt you.
Haley coming underneath. He throws the ball. It's picked up.
Charles Haley.
He is as disruptive as a hyperactive child.
Boy, was bad. But make no mistake about it, Charles had issues.
You want to do something, coach? Why don't you go there and tell your guys quit making excuses? Everybody stop playing.
Charles was kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, because Dr. Jekyll, things are going well, it'd be great. But Mr. Hyde, you don't want Hyde to ever come out.
The problems that Charles was causing in San Francisco, they just couldn't take it anymore. And yet, there's just no question, he's a Hall of Fame player.
In a 12-year career with the 49ers and Cowboys, he had over 100 sacks, and his teams won 8 division titles. Most of all, friend and foe alike were painfully aware of him.
I love the guy. I think he's one of the best players I've ever played with. And he can get under your skin in a heartbeat.
There he is right there, the hardest working coach in football.
This man is a stud.
There's no question that Charles has a little craziness to him.
One of the things I think we all found out that he was going to test you. He was going to challenge you.
Hey, take George. Get George. Go do George.
You walk through the locker room and you're a target for Charles Haley.
George, come here. They want to get you, George. They want everybody in the world to see what a 340-pound mulligan look like.
You guys won't be able to use any of this footage.
He liked kind of poking the bear, you know, whoever it was, and no one was immune.
George, I hit you, mother, and rub my up on you, and call you my.
That was just Charles' personality. He wanted to see who could take it, who could not take it. And yes, it can be irritating at times if you're not in the mood.
Emmett want to try to joke you, Kevin. Let's joke Emmett.
I remember Joe's wife, Montana's wife, went into labor, and Charles got on the loudspeaker to the locker room. And he was like, hey, everybody, hey, let me have your attention. Jennifer had went to the hospital today, and she delivered a 7-pound, 3-ounce nose. And the whole locker room burst out laughing. Hey, in a minute I'm doing Michael Jackson.
He could keep everyone loose, including Mrs. Montana, or put everyone on edge.
Hey, Haley! Kick more and stop him!
In 1993, the Cowboys started the season without Pro Bowler Emmitt Smith because of a contract dispute. They lost their first 2 games. Hurricane Haley erupted.
I was the first one in the dressing room, but Charles was right behind me and said, we're trying to defend the world championship with a rookie running back. And we got one of the greatest ever sitting at home watching it on TV. When he did, he took his helmet and threw it in my direction. And it was about 2 feet from where I was standing in the dressing room.
Guess what? I put it all out there. I'm gonna break that wall down because I want to win.
3 days later, Smith was signed.
Are you happy?
And the Cowboys went on to another Super Bowl.
We all knew that he was a little bit of a loose cannon, but I don't think anybody took it personally. And you can put up with a lot of crap if a guy can help you win championships.
Who then is Charles Haley, the destructive pass rusher who won 5 Super Bowls, or the destructive malcontent who was traded in his prime, the prankster who pushed teammates too far, or the leader who pushed teammates to excel?
Charles is complicated. There's no question. He was one of the most unique football players ever played in the NFL.
Hey, guys, I want y'all to check this out. This is what they're going to unveil tomorrow. Every kid that comes up here gets to look at this and visualize a dream.
When I was a kid, you know, my mom always said, hey, boy, what you gonna do with your life?
Charles Haley was born in Gladys, Virginia, a town known more for farming than football.
You know, God didn't give me the athleticism that they gave my 3 older brothers. So I was pretty much a clown. I never got picked to be on any of the teams. I was always left out. I always felt unwanted, unloved. I would go to church and I was afraid of God to give me one thing to be great at. And I would pray sometimes that He'd kill my brothers, you know, because they would beat up on me. One day, the light bulb turned on. At that point, it didn't matter who came in front of me. I tried to break their neck, and even my brothers. I had 2 of my brothers on the squad when I played, and I would knock them out too.
Without many scholarship offers, Haley decided to attend a college 2 hours north of his hometown.
I'm leaving D-Hall, and I'm hearing all this noise in the background. And sure enough, it's this really tall guy. He was stronger, bigger, faster than most of the people on the team. Number 87 was at JMU. He literally could run anybody down. I mean, he's just a very, very gifted, talented athlete that played mad all the time.
Haley started as a freshman and went on to become a two-time All-American and the team's all-time leading tackler.
James Madison, honestly, we weren't a powerhouse, but he stood out in a big, big way. I mean, he talked about his life and his career prior to the draft and talked about it a lot. And I thought, this is a person where, I mean, the wheels are turning. He is looking beyond, Harrisonburg, Virginia.
His talent stood out enough to pique the interest of 49ers head coach, Bill Walsh.
Bill had the scouts in the room, and he said, I want you to see something. And he put on a film of Charles, absolutely devastating quarterbacks. Then he turned to everybody in the room. He said, that's Charles Haley from James Madison, and we're drafting him.
Right away, it was easy to see remarkable football ability. The other thing you saw is he got in a fight almost every day.
Every once in a while, you just gotta let it go sometimes.
Charles couldn't get too far afield because the respect that, especially the relationship he had with Ronnie. That's one guy, Charles, he would not make fun of Ronnie. Like, there's no way.
We was in the film room, and Ronnie called me out in the film room. It hurt me a lot. So I had to leave the film room for a little while because I was gonna kill him. I ran out into the locker room, man, and Ronnie came out. He slapped me in the head, and said, you know what, you can do better. From that day on, we became really, really great friends.
When we first got him, you could see that he had that ability. And I think the most important thing is that you could see that he cared every day. You better put something in front of him to allow him to know that it mattered.
Way to work, man.
The more that he felt that it mattered to him, the more that he felt that he could contribute to our team.
The fourth-round draft pick had 12 sacks in his rookie year.
And it's Charles Haley out of little James Madison, who has already made a big mark in San Francisco.
I think he's one of the best young football players to come around in a long time. When his motor's going, you can't stop him.
Charles Haley got him.
In the postseason, Haley shined, recording sacks in 5 of his first 6 playoff games.
When you had to put the chips on the line, I can't think of a better competitor than Charles Haley.
He's trying to get it to Humphrey. Haley, like a basketball player, just knocks it out of there. No, they can't block.
In back-to-back Super Bowl victories, Haley in the defense sacked Boomer Esiason and John Elway 11 times and didn't allow a single touchdown pass.
I don't think Elway ever saw Michael Walter because of Haley. It's a power display.
They got an awful lot of weapons on offense, and they get an awful lot of credit.
but their defense is outstanding.
It was about winning. There was nothing else in my life that I thought about but winning. I never was satisfied with my body or work. I always thought I could get better and better and better.
In 1990, Haley led the conference with 16 sacks and was named NFC Defensive Player of the Year.
Charles Haley destroyed that play. He came from the outside. Now watch him just create turmoil.
But it wouldn't be enough to save his career in San Francisco. Up next.
Changes took place. Charles literally fell apart.
I was so screwed up mentally, I just didn't care what happened.
I want you to listen to what he says. Okay. He is good. Watch him. Now, there's a difference between saying, all right, let's work on an arm under, or let's work on an arm over. Charles is going to show you, and he's going to show you his little tricks. People don't know how smart that guy is.
Most guys who are ultra-talented can't tell you why they do it. Charles was smart enough to be able to explain it.
When you drop down, then you can come around, okay? You put your elbow down to clear.
He helped some guys up there a lot.
There's a lot of Charles Haley stories out there, more negative than positive. This is the Charles that I know.
Charles Haley was an assistant coach in Detroit for 2 years. He had no trouble teaching his players proper technique, but he couldn't instill in them the same intelligence and drive he displayed as a 49er.
Bill Walsh told me one time, I was mad because one of the coaches had criticized me. He said, Charles, criticism is just like beef jerky. It's tough, it's hard to chew, but guess what? It got everything in it that you need. Now get out my face. From that day on, I became a student of the game.
I can remember in training camp, I was on the board diagramming a play, and Charles would come in and sit down. Now, I know he's supposed to be in a meeting someplace. Not in my meeting, defensive end. So I go, Charles, what are you doing? I didn't like it. I say, well, I'm sorry about that, but I'm talking offensive football here. He goes, I can learn. It'd make me a better player. And he'd do it.
And he'd go out on the field, and if you made a mistake, whoever it was, he would stop in the play and tell you everybody's assignment from every position in detail and why you screwed it up and how can you be so stupid. I mean, it was unbelievable.
KT he's my idol. When I first got here, I wanted to be just like him. But then I figured out after a couple of days I was better than him, so I said, what the hell? I might as well go to somebody else.
His football acumen was such that the 49ers practically invented a position for him.
This new elephant position, we called it, where it was kind of an outside linebacker, kind of a defensive end. And our coverages all adjusted to where we would line them up.
As the elephant position, I had latitude and longitude to line up anywhere on the defense. I could take this nose tackle, put him out there, and I could go right here.
And it's Charles Haley with another sack at the 9-yard line.
And sometimes I would jump down over this guard right here. And by the time he picked his hand up, I'm already through.
See, now here's where he lined up in the first half. 20 times on the left side, 3 times in the middle, 5 times in the right. So what they try and do is move Haley all over so that you can't anticipate where he's going to be.
If quarterbacks didn't keep their eye on Charles Haley, they were going to land on their back.
Quarterbacks weren't the only ones on guard. The behavior of the 49ers' elephant soon became the elephant in the room.
You never knew. You know, sometimes he'd be real moody and wouldn't talk. Sometimes he's just laughing and teasing and he's the greatest guy in the room. It was different all the time.
He was dealing with demons that most of us were aware of only in terms of the aftermath. When he went bananas or got into a fight or did something else that was crazy.
Steve, you got to give me your best Charles Haley story.
I can't give you all. No, there's many that I cannot. The best ones I cannot tell you.
Steve, come on. Didn't he urinate on an assistant coach's desk?
I mean, at one point, I felt like the man walking behind the elephant with the scoops. Bill would come to me and say, Harry, you got to go and talk to so-and-so. Here's what Charles did.
Hey, I'm getting something to really put on the film.
You know, Karen went to the library and diagnosed me as manic depressive. Back then, that's what they called it. And when she did that, that's when our relationship went the other way, because I felt like she was picking on me just like everybody else.
It's hard for people to take a hard look at themselves because I don't have a problem. It's in your mind. It's hard for most people to accept the truth.
In 5 seasons, Haley had amassed 56.5 sacks, but his antics began to wear on the 49ers and Bill Walsh's heir, George Seifert.
He got along great with Bill. The relationship with George was not as good.
Our problem was he cut everybody that I loved. They cut Ronnie at the Pro Bowl in front of everybody. I just couldn't forgive him for that.
I think the problem came to a total head and made it clear that we had to do something was our loss in Los Angeles when Ronnie Lott was on the Raider team.
Haley upset about something.
He's not getting much help on that pass rush.
The last thing that he wanted to do was to lose to Ronnie Lott, his mentor. Afterwards, the team went back to the locker room, and Charles went berserk. I mean, he literally fell apart.
You know, I had a nervous breakdown, pretty much. I could not control my anger, could not control my emotions. It was just so much hate spewing from my mouth. Guys tried to grab me, and then I put my fist through one of those glass windows with wires in it and cut my wrist all up.
He's bleeding on the floor of the locker room, sitting there. No one was allowed to get near him.
And it was to the point that some of the training staff went over to the Raiders locker room and asked Ronnie to come over and calm him down.
Everybody talks about that moment and looks at it as destructive. They thought it was craziness. I saw the heart. How many guys in the NFL would have been that mad? Most guys would have changed their uniform, went home, kissed their wife. Wouldn't have cared. That guy, man, it meant that much to him.
Charles, as any outstanding players that have been here over the years, is an entity in himself. The sad part about that is, at a moment, I gave into my emotions, and I said, I can't do this anymore. This has become too disruptive.
One of the coaches told me I need to go apologize to George, if I want to be there or I'm going to be traded. And I just didn't care. I just didn't care. I was emotionally dead.
I've always liked Charles. He was a great player for us. And I'm sorry that I had a weak moment.
coming up.
The other misjudgment was where I sent him. that was really the bad part.
2 years removed from a 1-15 season, the Dallas Cowboys made the playoffs in 1991, but their defensive deficiencies were exposed in a blowout loss.
We were up and coming, but we didn't have that one guy that just offenses had to focus on, as to who they were going to pay attention to with the pass rush.
John McVay called me. He said, Jimmy, he said, would you be interested in Charles Haley? I said, yeah, I'd be interested in Charles Haley. I said, but let me get back to you. And what I did is I had my assistant coaches call the assistant coaches with the 49ers to find out what the problem was. Then I had my players call the players. They said he was a hard worker and he was a smart guy. Well, when I found that out, regardless of the problems that he had with the coaching staff, I knew I could deal with him. I can reason with a guy that's got intelligence.
They told me that Al Davis in Oakland was actually making offers.
Well, we didn't want him to go to the Raiders because the Raiders were the Raiders. We don't like the Raiders. And so at that time, there didn't appear to be any threat, and it was a great move on their part and a bad move on my part.
The 49ers dealt Charles Haley to the Cowboys for a second and third round pick.
When I got to the airport, Jerry Jones was there. I had no clue who Jerry Jones was.
Hey, nice to meet you, sir. How you doing? Good. All right.
Hi, I'm Jerry Jones out of Dallas. I'm the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome to Texas. I didn't really think he was the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Why would the owner of the Dallas Cowboys come greet me? I was depressed, and the moment that he did that, new life came into me because, he talked to me as a man.
I wanted him to see that he was appreciated by me and would be appreciated by the organization.
He gave us instant credibility defensively, and I think that one was because he was such a talented guy, but then also because he had won world championships with the 49ers. And I'll never forget the first game that he played against the Washington Redskins on Monday night. He was a force. He lit it up. I just remember thinking, man, things are different around here now.
That trade made Dallas. They already had the offense. The offense was there. The missing link was Charles.
Wilson back, pressure from Haley, and he made it.
With Haley in the fold, the Cowboys went from 17th in total defense in 1991 to first in 1992.
It's not just about the sacks. Sacks are great. It's the mistakes that you force the quarterback to make because of your presence.
Hit by Haley, throws it, intercepted by Warren, and Ray runs it in for the Cowboys touchdown.
Dallas Cowboy defense unconscious.
He came in with something different. He brought in this different kind of edge. It made everybody better.
I love this game. I want other people to love the game like I did. And I pushed, I prodded, I did everything. I walked in, instead of saying hi to Troy Aikman, I said, you ain't no Joe Montana. Instead of saying hi to Emmett, I said, you ain't no Barry Sanders. I wanted to see what people made of.
Where the dog is? Where they use him as a piss boy?
If you were having some issues, he would let you know it. And I think that was big for Charles and big for the team as well.
So his first year with us, and we were 13-3. We win our first game in the playoffs against the Eagles. Now we're traveling to Candlestick to play the 49ers, and nobody wants to win that game more than Charles Haley does. And I'll never forget it. He came into our Wednesday meeting, quarterback meeting, and he sat down and he talked about their defense, but here he was as a pass rusher. And he was talking about what formations dictated coverages when you move people in motion and what that did to the coverages in the secondary and run supports. And, you know, it's unusual for a guy that plays with his hand in the ground to know what's happening on the back end of a defense, and yet he knew it.
I remember all the things that they said that was untrue. I made a conscious decision that if I ever had a chance to make them pay, that I would.
You see, Wallace started, then he was passing him off to McIntyre. He's going to have a fight all day on his hands with Charles Haley.
Charles would call pass rush games at the line of scrimmage. Literally tell them, we're running an exit or a text right here, and they couldn't stop it.
Because he can cause havoc. When Charles Haley goes to the inside, he can make bad things happen to the offense.
Hey, Charles! Hey, Charles! Hey, Charles!
In Super Bowl 27, a big play by Haley turned the game around.
It looked early on like it was going to be a blowout, but it was going to be us on the losing end of it. And that play that he makes was huge.
Jim Kelly didn't do his job there. You got to know where Haley is.
We just took the Bills apart, you know. I don't know where they were thinking.
The Cowboys are back on top of the mountain now.
With all the great stars we had, we couldn't spell Super Bowl until Charles Haley's came with the Cowboys.
That's all he been waiting for all year, bro.
It made it more painful. As far as I was concerned, Charles Haley never leaves my team, ever. Like in a million years.
The following season, the Cowboys would again have to beat the 49ers and the Bills to remain atop the NFL.
Who does that? Who gives the greatest defensive player to that guy? I mean, what are we, nuts?
They knocked Steve Young every way but loose.
This is my Super Bowl. This game means more to me than anything else, just playing my ex-teammates and winning them and beating them again and going to the Super Bowl again.
Two in a row. How sweet it is.
Dallas, your Cowboys are still champions.
Without question, bringing Charles Haley, you know, made us the best team in the league.
The Cowboys would not win the Super Bowl in 1994.
Races out there. Touchdown, 49ers!
Haley was so distraught after the game that he announced his retirement.
I wanted to beat the 49ers so bad that I couldn't deal with them winning.
At right end of James Madison, number 94, Charles Haley.
Charles Haley is in the Cowboys' Ring of Honor for putting it all on the line. He's had 4 back surgeries, a product of a career going up against and often defeating much larger NFL linemen.
He's looking. Goodbye, Charles Haley. Overpowered Barrett Brooks.
I remember going to the games and
I guess, somewhat overwhelming because there's so many other people there.
Daddy going to Super Bowl? You don't know.
Come on, boy. I was too young to realize what he was doing. I know in college, my coach was like, have you seen your dad play? Like, really seen your dad play? I was like, this old man? Like, the one I beat up all the time?
Exactly.
And I jump on and he cries about his back and stuff? Like, this guy? No. He showed me the film. I was like, oh, he was the man. That man right there, he paid daddy's paycheck right there. Whole lot. Go say hi, Mr. Jones.
After abruptly retiring following the '94 season, Haley got a new contract from Jerry Jones. He returned to the Cowboys, acting like his old self.
I told you, you got to keep your ass straight now. Quit cheating.
Hey, everybody know you had back problems. You don't have to show off in front of everybody. Cameras on you, so you gonna show off.
Hey, they want to put the camera on you, but there ain't enough light for them to pick your ass up.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to tell you, here's the guy that's going to make you earn every penny of your
Every last penny you got.
Don't give you man, I might as well join the crowd, man.
I see why they got him out of Frisco. He way too real.
The addition of Deion Sanders gave the Cowboys another playmaker, but opposing teams still keyed on Charles Haley.
Jumping over to Haley, he had a tremendous game in this game last week. And I don't know how the guy does it. I mean, he's one of these guys that can come at you, hit you, jump sideways, and still go that way. He doesn't lose his momentum to the quarterback.
In 1995, Haley was as dominant as ever, with 10.5 sacks over the first 10 games. Then a back injury derailed his season.
Midway through the season, we played Redskins, and I had the tackle going back. Brian Mitchell hit my hip, and I heard a pop. And I thought my career was over. So I went to have back surgery.
This football thing, this is a game. You know, his back is for life. We want Charles to do his best for Charles.
You know, as much grief as he would give guys in the locker room, I think that Charles was really motivated by not letting his teammates down. Going into our last Super Bowl, and he was in tremendous discomfort and pain during that entire week. He was laid up in the training room, and we weren't real sure whether or not he was going to be able to play.
Charles Haley is still back in the locker room. All of the Dallas Cowboys just came out now, the offensive unit, most of the defense. Charles Haley is still getting some treatment on his back.
Six weeks after back surgery, Haley started in Super Bowl 30.
When it was on the line, he was going to play. 50% of Charles Haley was better than anything else.
Second and 10 from the 46. O'Donnell is sacked by Charles Haley. Welcome back, Charles. Back surgery in early December. Comes back from the Super Bowl game and gets a sack on O'Donnell.
As I tell my kids, I don't want to go through life saying I played in the NFL 12 years and never accomplished anything. That team award, winning Super Bowl, you know, it don't get better than that.
Charles Haley, by the way, 5 Super Bowl rings. Haley becomes the first to have all fingers and the thumb.
Haley returned in 1996, but only played in 5 games, and retired after the season.
they're going to be sorely missed, and their contributions.
Many assumed it was because of his ailing back, but there was another, far more serious factor.
Brianna got sick, and I went home to Virginia, and when I picked her up, she just let out a squeal, and we ran her to the hospital, and man, she had all these damn little red things on her chest and stuff, and then they told us she had leukemia. We go down there and do the spinal taps, and she would scream out so loud, and I just and I thought I was gonna lose her.
I think that was the only time I've seen him cry. I just remember it being a very hard time for all of us.
She did the chemotherapy for almost 3 years, and we did radiation, and we had a lot of blood drives.
Charles organized a bone marrow donor day at the stadium where hundreds of people showed up.
But during that time, we never found a match.
At the end, I fell on my knees, and I said, God, it's in your hand. And then we had a little girl named Madison, and she matches her 100%. So Brianna went in remission.
Brianna made a full recovery and is now a nursing student at her father's alma mater.
I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed. I feel like since I was able to survive and see 21 years of life, I need to show something for them and raise the bar for myself.
For Haley, the itch to play again overcame an aching back. He returned to, of all places, San Francisco, where he played his last full season in 1999. Coming up.
I know that I've pushed people way too far, and I regret leaving the NFL with only 10 or 12 friends.
I got an invitation in the mail for the Hall of Fame. And he's sitting there, and he's got this big smile, and he's got 5 trophies in front of him. A kid from James Madison, a kid that you would say, there's no way, become a Hall of Famer.
JR! What's up?
After an 11-year wait, Charles Haley added another chapter to his football life by making the Hall of Fame.
The issue is there was a love-hate relationship, emotionally hate, between Charles and the media. And I think that's the reason why it took Charles so long to get into the Hall of Fame.
Am I gonna get one of these tonight? How you doing, baby? Am I gonna get one of these? Am I getting one of these?
For the Hall of Fame to take this long to put Charles Haley in is absurd. Well overdue. It's about time. I'm just praying about his speech.
I'm extremely proud. I don't think anybody that I know of deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than Charles Haley.
The greatest feeling in the world. My God, man, I had so many friends out there, man, that I respect. So I'm just happy about this day. This is just giving you an opportunity to say thank you to people for all the help that they've given you. And, you know, I need a lot of help because, you know, I struggle a lot. I like to thank my ex-wife, my 4 beautiful kids. Karen, in 1988, she diagnosed me with manic depressive. We had problems after that, and I never really listened, nor did I step up to the plate and do something about it. My life spiraled out of control for years. But today, guys, I get to go back into the locker room to my teammates and tell them, guys, the mistakes that I made. And that the only way that you can grow is that you gotta ask for help. I walked in the league, a 22-year-old man with a 16-year-old inside of me screaming for help. And I would not ask for it. I would not ask for that help. But today, guys, I take my medicine every day, and I try to inspire others to do the same. And that's because I finally listen. And thank you.
In 2010, Haley was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
When you say mental illness, I think there are so many negative connotations to it. He's been diagnosed, he takes his medication, he goes to talk to his counselor weekly, and that's what it takes, and he's had a lot of success, and he's so vocal about it. I mean, he'll tell you in a minute, what does it mean to be bipolar?
And so now in 2010, they say, oh, he's bipolar. Okay, whatever that was, it was there the whole time. It didn't change. And Charles himself has changed.
He's owned up to it. He's not hiding it, and he's trying to do his best. You know, he got help, and he's been a lot better. And he's all about giving back, and I think that a lot of people don't see that.
You go here, and then you got to reach, boom, and go.
Today, he is a special advisor to the Dallas Cowboys, helping out his former teammate, Leon Lett.
1, 2. Hey, as you bend down, now you got to turn. Then you come back around.
He comes out and works out, and he kind of barks at the young guys, and it's still the same thing.
Hey, outside foot you spin off of. Let's go. Get back up here.
I mean, everybody loves Charles Haley. I love Charles Haley. I think Charles can help any of the young guys. And, you know, I think Randy has some great traits as a pass rusher. That's the thing that we were drawn to. And I think Charles sees that.
Stop. First thing is confidence. Second thing is, hey, you got to have the attitude that I can't be stopped. I feel like I'm compelled to give back in that area to these young guys. When you got a mindset like that, you're going to always win. No matter what obstacle they put in front of you, hey, you're going to be okay.
Perhaps Haley's lasting legacy is not the sacks or the rings, but the 4 successful children he and Karen have raised.
I'm Prentice Haley, and I'm the all-time leading goal scorer at Florida Southern, and I received my MBA from Rollins College.
Charles Haley Jr. played defensive back at University of Texas El Paso and majored in business management.
I'm Brianna Haley. I'm a nursing student at James Madison University.
I'm Madison Haley. I'll be playing soccer at Stanford in 2017.
That soccer ball, you kick it.
Well, he always says he knows nothing about soccer, but he always, he goes to all my games, and he always still tells me what to do. Take long shots, take your girls 1v1. I'm like, you literally just told me you have nothing, you have no idea how to, like, anything about soccer. With him, it's also more of a mental type of thing. So he's like, I've achieved all these great things. And he's like, I really want that for you, but you have to go out and do it yourself.
That's a speech every day.
That speech. The heart of a champion.
Heart of a champion.
You have to be a
Be
warrior.
a Zulu Warriors. Be a Zulu Warrior.
All day, every day.
It doesn't surprise me that they're all smart. It doesn't surprise me that they're all athletic. It's just like the old man.
He's been through a lot of life, and now that we understand bipolar, he's a guy that's come a long way. I appreciate the journey he's made.
Where Troy go? Hey, Troy.
When I see him now, I see a guy who seems to be very content in a really great place in life. I couldn't be prouder of him as a friend.
I'll put it to you like this. If there was an all-talk team in the NFL, here's my MVP. I got you.
There are signs from him that he is going to be able to be a really positive, contributing member of society in ways that 20 years ago a lot of people would have said, who, him? No, not him. Yeah, him. And that's a great example, and it's a great source of hope for a lot of young people who may be going through the same thing.
I set some bad examples before. I'm gonna set some good examples. That's my only goal in life. I just want to be a better man tomorrow than I am today.